Hey everybody, it's John back again, and I feel pretty lucky. Went out to Target this weekend, and I was looking for some Marvel Legends, and just happened to see the TRAAG and GRANITOR from NECA Toys, from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon line, just sitting on the shelf. Just one of them. Box was a little beat up and scraped, so I'm wondering if that's why it was left on the shelf, or if possibly somebody was trying to hide it and that somebody found it and put it back. But anyway, I'm grateful for actually seeing one of these things on the shelf. Surprisingly enough, there were sitting with it 2 Bebop and Rocksteadies and 2 Shredder and Leonardo 2-packs as well. I didn't grab them because I was picking up, like I said, out looking for the Marvel Legends 2-packs, the Target exclusive figures. And this is, again, a Target exclusive. Sold out in about 15 minutes online. I thankfully had it 2 days before the sale went up. So this is the packaging here. You got these 2 rather large guys. The artwork down the corners. Little side panel with TRAAG. Get a blurb about... this is a lazy part to me right here. This is the exact same blurb that they've been using on these boxes. It doesn't say anything about the characters inside. Just tells you about, here are some turtles that like pizza. And there is a sticker here, so they must have changed what went in this package eventually. Curious of what's underneath there. I wonder if I can get it off. It says Triceratron Infantrymen and Roadkill Rodneys, but what did it originally say? Looks like the same thing. Maybe they just had a spelling error. Come on. Almost. I don't really, I'm not a package guy, but Triceratops Infantrymen. Well, it says the same thing, so my guess is that there was a spelling error, more than likely. Hopefully I'll find these guys, because they're pretty interesting. I like their color scheme of the Triceratops guys. They're pretty interesting looking. But anyway, enough talking about the box. Let me get out of there and get it open. We'll take a look at the actual figures. Well, here we have these 2 guys, TRAAG and GRANITOR, out of the packages. Both of them rather bulky and odd looking, and they have some odd articulation, but with the bizarre sculpt of them, it's probably kind of necessary. And I do have a word of warning. The guns come packaged, one on the right and one on the left at the top, you can see, and this one pops out really easy, and this one for me was stuck in the plastic with 2 overlaps on the back and the front, and while I was trying to pull it out, the handle broke. Not too big of a deal. I could probably easily fix that with just a couple little dabs of glue, but be aware when taking this one out that the handle can possibly pop off. I mean, it doesn't make too big of an aesthetic difference, but there that is. Oh, let's look at GRANITOR here first. Now we've got, let's see if we can get in there in his eyes. So he's got this odd little nose of his. See his yellow triangular eyes. He's got his hat with this little shine ball on it. It has a little, looks like the paint was a little bit splotchy on there, but not too terrible. He's got this tiny little pencil thin neck, which is crazy to be messing around with. But he is down there, and then he's got his stone structure with the kind of cartoony outlines on them that I think look really great. He's got his little medal there. He's got his belt with his bullets and his holster. It's got the little cartoony cell shading on him, and he has his boots, and his boots have the the little, I don't want to nut spikes on the bottom of your shoes, but they are fully sculpted on the bottom. It says NECA 2020, made in China, Viacom, so all that good stuff. And on the back here, he's a pretty bulky, heavy dude. I'd worry about him falling off the shelf and hitting his head because that neck will probably snap. So he's probably going to have to be in the back a little bit, hopefully not willing to topple anything over. And scoot you over. And let's just quickly go over the weirdness that we have going on here. You can see where the shoulders were separate pieces that were added on. There's a little bit of gappage here. They do not move at all. He does have some rocky spikes that don't have any give to them, but they're not too sharp. They're pretty blunted, so that's good. His nose, though, is pretty pointy, so I wouldn't let any youngins play with this guy because they could probably hurt themselves with that. But he does have a swivel on the top of his little pencil neck, and that is probably on a ball down on the inside there, so he does get some forward, not a lot of back because his back is there, but you can get a little wobbliness so it can move, and it moves pretty fluid. He's very blocky, which is nice. His arms are very weird. So there's like a ball and a hinge here, but the way they look just is so silly. But it works. It doesn't feel like there's any rotation at this point. Just on the inside at the shoulder and then that hinge, so they definitely are a weird function, but they work. And he has 2 joints on his elbows, so you get about a 90-degree bend on that. They're hidden pretty good in there. He has a rotation at both the upper and the bottom. And there's a rotation and a hinge that you get a little bit of movement on his wrists. It's hindered a little bit by the sculpt of him. They went with the diaphragm at the abs here, so you get some side to side. Not really any crunch going on. And then his legs are on ball joints as well. So you get some little bit of tiny kick forward, a little bit out, not a whole lot. They can rotate at the thigh. He's got a single joint at the knee, which also rotates. No boot cut, and you do get some hinge and some rocker on his feet. He's got such tiny little legs. It's funny seeing them holding up this big, bulky body. I do have some pieces of paint coming off. That's a piece of boot. I didn't even do anything with your boots. Where did the paint come from? Well, thankfully it's not noticeable. But he does come with a gun as his accessory, and you can hold it pretty well, actually. Or if I can get it back out, I can put it in his holster, and it fits just fine right there. Oh, he's a bulky boy. They're so weird, but they're pretty cool. And moving on to Frag. Same kind of deal. Except for he's got a more fleshed out face. He's got his green helmet. Mine does have lots of heavy paint on it, but it doesn't look too bad. You can just kind of see it shining when the light hits it. Of course, he looks a lot like Marvel's The Thing. He's got a lot of cool rock sculpting going on in his body. Got those same cartoon lines. His little lightning bolt there on his chest. He's got the same holster, just painted a little bit different. I think the lower half of these guys are the same, with just the different paint jobs. The arms are different. Looks like the chest is the same, just a different piece here, and the midsection is the same. So arms, heads, and a little bit of work up here was what they did different on these guys. But he looks pretty cool. He has to have a wide stance for me. Cleats. Hey, you can see his cleats. There we go. Took the brain a minute for him to stand up straight. He's going to have a bit of a wide stance, otherwise he wants to bob backwards. And his feet don't hinge anymore up, so he's got to kind of hulk over. And he is on a different, or on the, same ball jointed head, or double. And you get some pretty good movement out of the guy. You can go around, you can kind of look up a little bit, look down a little bit. It's not on a stick, at least. He's got your typical shoulders that are on a hinge and on a ball. So he got some good movement. No upper arm, same elbows, same wrists. You see he's got the same kind of diaphragm, so not a whole lot of movement there. Do get some side to side. And then the same legs, so they're going to be the same as this guy. Except for his boots seem to get blocked more than the other one does. And with a little bit of work, you can get him to stand pretty well. And then, of course, he's got his gun as well, which they're the same hands, so it would hold the same. So I'm just going to put this back into his holster for now. There we go. And then they come with a couple of NECA's standard stuff. Got a mutagen can and a communicator crank on there, which hopefully one of them can hold. Either one probably. Their little half-closed hand should be able to hold it. Yep, not too bad. So probably fit in their hand as well, so they can hold their accessories. Overall, these guys are weird, but they're pretty fun. Big, bulky, chunky, just oddly sculpted figures that I was surprised I could find while I was at the store, and that usually never happens. Like a lot of people, no, I don't know. Some people know a lot of NECA's product doesn't ever make it out to the floor. That's probably the only reason this one did, because the box was pretty beat up. But hey, I can't complain. I got them, and they're here. So, let me know if you guys found these. Are you collecting the NECA turtles if you can get your hands on them? I know they're a lot harder to find nowadays. But when you do, it's kind of, excuse me, it's kind of shocking. I was like, whoa, is that what I think it is? And there they were. So, hopefully, I can start uploading a little bit more often. Because the algorithm, I think, hates me now because I had to take a small little break. I watch every video gets less and less views. My voice is still messed up. I don't know if that's ever going to change. But those of you that are watching, thank you, and I appreciate it a lot. And I'll see you later. Bye. Hi, I just want to say thank you one more time for checking out this video. And if you're interested in seeing any more, you can click either one of the links that will be over here. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, there'll be a button down below where you can do that as well. And again, thank you.